Uh, okay, we are live. This is the Friday night edition of Sports Talk on the WJRG television network. I'm Dr. Jerry Green, along with the legend Bruce Austin, and we have my brother-in-law all the way in Maryland, Frederick, Maryland, Larry Pearson. What's up, you guys? What's up? What's going on?
I'm doing great. Everything is kicking off, and everybody's in training camp. Every team's undefeated. Hey, it's the best time of year.
Best time of the year. Well, we know football starts when in September, right?
Yes.
The end of this month, first preseason game.
Okay, all right, but the regular season started in September, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
but once that preseason start, it's on, brother.
It's on, okay. All right. So
We want to see. We don't care if it's preseason or what. We want to see it.
Well, since we started talking about football a little bit, I want you guys to give me which team you think is going to have a good year. We'll start with the AFC. The Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati Bengals, the Steelers, the Chargers, the Baltimore Ravens, or the Denver Broncos. Let me start with you, Bruce. Which team you think going to have a good year, man?
I think it's going to stay with the top teams. You know, the Buffalo, the Kansas City, Baltimore. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to lose their spot.
Okay.
You know, but teams like Cincinnati, it's time for Joe Cool to get going there a little bit.
Yeah, he got to do his thing, man.
You know what I mean? He can't keep being considered one of the best and can't make the playoffs.
Right. What about you, Larry?
Yeah, I think it's gonna start off with KC being on top, and the being real by a slim margin, because I think Baltimore put in place a great team this year. I don't know if they're gonna come through with it, but they got a great team. Also, Denver stockpiling. They looking good. They getting themselves together, and I think they're gonna make some noise. I think Buffalo gonna take a step back because I think they think too much of themselves. They think they can automatically get there. And
But
you
Larry,
always got to try to improve yourself.
But Larry, what kind of pressure Baltimore going to have on them this year? Because the last 2 years they were supposed to make the Super Bowl, or they was predicting that they have a good shot at the Super Bowl. How much pressure is on Lamar Jackson in Baltimore this year? Would you say to make the Super Bowl, man? I don't mean the playoff, Super Bowl.
Something gonna happen if they don't get together this year. Either the coach got to go, they got to blow it up and start over because they've been too close too many times. You got to make some kind of change. You can't get all the way to the NFC Championship and just blow it every year because it's, that comes down to coaching, or it comes down to offensive coordinator. You can't say we made a mistake this time for the same reasons. Every year is something else, and somebody got to be held accountable.
All right, Kendall. What's up, Kendall? Every moment.
What's happening, gentlemen? How you doing?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're talking football, as you know. You're Larry and Bruce. The question was, which team should have a good year this year? The Chiefs and AFC. Now, the Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Chargers, the Ravens, or the Broncos. Which team do you see?
I'm going with Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm going with that same old statement about Lamar Jackson. What they do with Lamar Jackson, which is the most interesting thing, is that he plays a certain way all year long, and it works for them. Then they'll say, it's playoff football. We're going to play ball control. It's like, you dance with the date that you took to the prom. I mean, he plays different, and the results are different. So unless they just let him play his game that he's been playing all year long, we're talking 4,000 passing yards and 900 rushing yards, yet he gets into the playoffs and they say, okay, we're going to play ball control. It's not his game. So I think Lamar Jackson's up under the gun. He's got Pat Mahomes in that division. It reminds me like a Patrick Ewing or Sidney Moncrief or Dominique Wilkins, who are very talented, but Michael Jordan's playing right now. I think that's the situation with Lamar Jackson. Pat Mahomes is in this era, and that's causing him some problems.
But what about Buffalo, man? Josh Allen, is he on the?
They think he's going to walk right through it. Josh Allen should go ahead and give Lamar Jackson back his MVP, trophy. Lamar should have gotten it last year. How do you not give the player that got something, that did something they've never done and had a better record? And it's like I don't understand. I didn't understand that last year. And like I say, they're sleepwalking. Josh Allen's a stud, but he can't do it by himself.
All right. So, let's do the NFC before I move on. Cowboys.
Before you leave that, Buffalo, they don't get nobody else no respect. Like Larry was saying about the linebacker there. They're doing the same thing with the running back.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes. I forgot about
he
that.
Was a big part. He was a big part of that team, man, and they treating him like they don't really need him. You know what I mean? So they're gonna lose more than just the linebacker.
Okay. So that's the coach's fault then, because the coach is the one when he get in the playoffs. He's the one that should have his team ready for the playoffs, have his team ready for each game, have a game plan, and they stick with the game plan.
I think it's a money issue.
Kendall is dead right about Baltimore with that coaching because everybody saw it 2 years in a row. Like you said, they played one way in the regular season. In the playoffs, they went back to the opposite, and they lost both years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson's a problem, man. Why don't he just be one? One thing he can do is run out that pocket better than any quarterback ever. Michael Vick, Randall Cunningham, Steve Young. He's got them all beat. He's the best at it.
Yep.
You see, they didn't shackle Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts is not mentioned in the top 10 of the quarterbacks in the NFL. He's probably not even there, but he played the game that he plays, that ball control game. That's not a Lamar Jackson game. Lamar Jackson's a superior talent. Lamar Jackson can come out and he could be running and throwing on a dime. He got to play the Pat Mahomes game. He can play just as well, just that they get back to that old smash mouth football. And with Buffalo, I think the Buffalo situation is like the Seattle situation back in the day, whereas they're trying to promote a player, and no matter what they do, when it gets down to it, they're going to really focus more on that player than the team around him. Who, in the name of Jesus, would literally not give Marshawn Lynch that ball on that yard line against the New England Patriots? The reason why they couldn't do that is because they figured if he gets in, he's going to have 2 touchdowns, and he's going to go to Disneyland. And guess what he might say? I won't go to Disneyland because I might get fined. You know what I mean? So it wasn't about that. It really wasn't. So you know what they did? They said, you know what? We're going to try to feature Russell Wilson. And that's what they're doing. Josh Allen has his commercials. It's a pattern they have. When they have someone they want to put on a little platform, they try to focus on them. But then if they don't come through, then it's a wash.
So that theory, you believe that they gave it to Russell Westbrook, not Russell Wilson, because they didn't want.
And listen, go look it up. And Malcolm Butler knew that play was coming. They knew that was going to come. I mean, everybody in the world, except for us, we just thought, okay, you got to give it a beast mode. But everybody knew that play was going to come because they were not going to let that man cross that goal and be the Disneyland MVP. That was not going to happen.
But beast mode did so much. He was getting so big.
Yeah.
He was getting so big. He was the biggest thing out there.
Out there. Yeah. Now imagine if he would have had 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Down,
Yes, they had.
But Kendall got knocked off. But what I was gonna say though, because the play before that, he the one that brought him down to like the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, give it to him.
But Kendall, now when you think that even if Seattle was trying to run that play for Marshawn Lynch, you don't think New England would be ready to try to stop that run?
Listen, we learned that with the tush push. Would you stop? Listen, did you stop Jerome Bettis when he was playing his last game back in the day? Would you stop him if they're down there in the goal line? I mean, my God, Otis Anderson ran the ball for the Giants. I mean, who was Otis Anderson? Remember those days? When you're down there, you got to do what you got to do. You got to stop them. You're going to try to stop the beast mode on like the 1 or the 2 yard line. Come on, man. Come on now. You got
It had got runners did get stopped in the past. It ain't like it ain't no guarantee because you on the 1 or 2 yard line that you're gonna run the ball in.
but nobody was stopping that dude back then. When the Legion of Boom was playing, the Beast Mode was pretty serious.
But they stopped him from going in to play before because he
no, they didn't. The difference in that whole thing was it was 1st and 5, and they gave it to him.
Yeah,
and he brought it to the 1 yard line.
Okay.
2nd and goal from the 1. If it was 3rd down, I could say, try a trick play and try to fluke them because you don't know if they're gonna stop you again. But 2nd and 1,
you got to go for it.
You got to run it every down you got left.
Yeah, but how much time was left in
enough time?
No. I'm not saying they didn't have enough time to run that play because they were going to make sure that Tom didn't get the ball back. So I'm saying, how much time would you say they had altogether?
You don't worry about that. You go on the score, and what would have happened? The same thing. What would have happened if he'd have caught the pass and they got the touchdown?
Right.
It would have been the same time left.
Right, but even Kendall,
it don't make no difference. You score when you got a chance to score.
I agree. But Kendall, even if Malcolm Butler knew that play, okay, he knew what they was gonna do. All right, that's like a 1 in a 50 plays because you ain't no guarantee you're gonna stop the play just because you know the play.
Yeah,
but here's the deal:
it should have never happened.
That play should not have been in existence. Any football purist. Don Shula. I'm going to name any of the big-time coaches that ever played the game. Bill Parcells. I mean, come on. Any one of them. Tom Landry. Any one of them.
They wouldn't have gave that ball to Earl Campbell?
They would have gave it to Earl Campbell.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I got you. I understand.
At that time, he was the most effective fullback in the game. So there's no doubt that you're going to give it to him. Even if he would have leaped and just stretched it over the end zone, you weren't stopping him at the 1.
That's all he had to do.
I got you. So the coach blew it. The coach tried a trick play.
I still believe somebody got paid, man.
They got paid for that, yeah.
There's nowhere in the world you could tell me anybody like Kendall said, man.
Bruce, they had a chance to go back-to-back Super Bowls, though. Seattle.
Yes.
Anybody that ever watched football know where that ball poster went. It ain't no second guessing or nothing to say what should we do on this play.
That's right.
It's a no-brainer. Anybody that ever played or know the game football know who they supposed to get that ball to. That's right. Not trying to trick me. Let's get this thing in that end zone and get on out of here. You know what I mean?
What you're saying, I don't disagree, Bruce. Trust me. But what I'm saying, New England probably or Seattle probably said that they're going to be ready for this play with Marshall.
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter because I see guys get stopped on the 1 or 2 yard line many times.
Listen,
because he got the ball, he going to score a touchdown either. That's not.
If you the coach, Jerry, if you the coach, and you got Earl Campbell in the backfield, and you got 2nd and 1 on the 1 yard line, what you gonna do? Everybody know the ball going to Earl Campbell. What you gonna do?
Give it to Earl. I'll give it to Earl.
Same thing with Bismo. He the man. Same thing. You on the 1 yard line, 2nd and goal from the 1. We don't care what they know.
Beast Mode was carrying 3 and 4 people at a time.
Right.
Beast Mode was a physical back.
Exactly.
And one man wasn't taking him down.
No.
Everybody know what they're gonna do on that tush push. Do they change it up?
No.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, I mean, I hear what y'all saying, but for Seattle to have an opportunity to go back-to-back Super Bowls, and to me, I can't see how you want to blow that because you have that's historical back-to-back Super Bowl.
Hey, listen, man, money do everything.
I got you.
But he was bigger than the team, though. He had his own candy. He had his own song. They wanted somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Close the show.
But then that's stupid on their part then.
Yeah.
Because you got a chance to go back-to-back, and you had a chance to score a touchdown to win the game. And then you're going to do something because of pride or you don't want another man to win it.
Money, brother. You'd be surprised how that money work, man. That money influence. That money is a big influence in everything.
Is.
Okay,
And see, nothing happened after that neither. You know, the coach stayed for many more years. Nothing was said, and they continue to march. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, they got Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. But wasn't Malcolm Butler the MVP
Yes,
because of that play?
for that interception.
no,
Yeah.
Tom was MVP, and Tom gave Malcolm Butler the car. Tom gave him the car, and I think Tom was the MVP of that.
That's right, because Tom Brady went to Disneyland.
Yeah, Tom gave Malcolm Butler the car, something like that. He gave him the car.
And that's the class act of Tom Brady. If you go back over his career, you should see what he's done for his football team. It's amazing. Where they bought him hugs and loves and watches and everything. Like I said, gave Malcolm the car.
Tom had
treated
Tom had good luck. He like Michael Jordan. He had good luck in the Super Bowl. Even with the Atlanta Falcons. You up you down 28-3 in the third quarter. Ain't no way you're supposed to win that game. No way.
Once again, you had a coach who was a offensive coordinator who played it too smart. He decided he was going to go ahead and do some fancy stuff, and cost him.
Yeah, but Kendall, you up 28-3 in the middle of the third quarter.
You're supposed to run the ball.
The only thing you're to do, I mean, they didn't score another point. You can't give me another field goal or nothing, and you're going to let the team. I don't give it's Tom or Michael Jordan or whoever, Joe Montana. You ain't coming back with 28-3 and beat me. No way. So either that was paid off too for Tom, or Tom is just Mr. Lucky. He had a Lucky Charms that day. He had a box of Lucky Charms, something. Because no way you're supposed to win no Super Bowl down 28-3 in the third quarter. In the middle of the third quarter.
Yeah, that Atlanta game, that should have never happened. Never happened.
So Tom is a lucky guy. That's what I got to say. He got a lot of luck on his side.
Well, he played against some stupid people because if they would have ran that clock, okay, and used the time, Atlanta had the Super Bowl all to themselves.
That's what I'm saying. And the reason I said luck is you got to have luck in order to win. It's like with Michael Jordan when John Paxson hit the shot. Okay, I mean that wasn't the last shot of the game. Phoenix had a chance to score, and then when this guy got a shot block, even when Michael hit his shot, that wasn't the last shot. John Stockton had a chance to win the game. His shot go in and out of the rim. So sometimes you got to have luck on your side in order to win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's for sure.
Got to have luck. And Tom had a lot of luck, except when he played the Giants, in that perfect season. He didn't have luck on the
time you played the Giants.
Not at all.
The luck didn't work against the Giants.
Well, I'll put it like this here. Tom did come down and score. I give him credit. He came down and scored and put the Patriots up, 17-14, something like that. All right? With like 2 minutes to go in the game. So he did come out and do his thing. His defense let him down.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to be, everybody got their nemesis.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And New York was New England's nemesis.
Yeah.
It's just like you. I don't know if y'all remember way back because I'm a Cowboy fan. Cowboys was 1-15, and they beat the Redskins, and Redskins was on top of their game then.
Okay.
And that was the only game that Troy Aikman didn't even play. Steve Walsh was the quarterback that game.
Right. And then the other way, Washington beat Dallas the same way.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So sometimes it's that nemesis, man.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, you got certain teams, or in boxing, it might be a certain fighter or just somebody that got your number.
The Steelers had Dallas's number in the 70s.
Okay. All right, well, what about the NFC, man? Cowboys, Philly, 49ers, the Commanders, the Vikings, Detroit Lions, the Rams, or the Atlanta Falcons? Which team you think is going to have the best year besides Philly? We know Philly going to be there. What about you, Kevin?
I think Detroit.
You got Detroit? Okay. Think Detroit? Why?
They got something to prove. They were so close the last 2 years. I think Detroit has to close it out this year.
I forgot about Green Bay. I didn't put them in there. I don't know how good
Well,
they're going to
Green
be.
Bay. I'm mad at Green Bay because Green Bay was the one who went, try to do the ban against the tush push, and literally the vote came out the same score that Philadelphia had beaten them. It's like 21-7, something like that. Whatever the score was the same vote. Green Bay, they're professional athletes and they can't stop a play. So they're going to go to Daddy, to Roger Goodell, and try to ban the play. So Green Bay, they're off my man. They're a bunch of, well, God bless Green Bay. I don't have anything to say about them.
What about you, Bruce?
Yeah,
In NFC, which team you think is going to have a good year?
I like my Cowboys, man.
Okay.
And I'm not just saying that because they're my boys. I'm saying that because of the help that they got. See, Dak never had two legitimate receivers.
Yeah.
He always had only one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now he got two legitimate receivers. They build up that offensive line the way they should have. And I'm looking, they got a couple of running backs that supposed to be not great, but they got a chance to make a name for themselves.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And Washington should be a little better. You know what I mean? But it's going to be hard for them to repeat what they did last year.
All right. What about you, Larry?
I think the Eagles is the top dog coming out of there. The Lions on paper is going to be one of the top teams, but you also throw Tampa Bay in there,
Tampa Bay. Okay. Wow. I didn't put them in there. All right. Tampa Bay.
Atlanta in there, and you can't discount Dallas. We talk a lot of stuff about Dallas, but you can't discount Dallas. Even if they go and make it as a wild card, because it's gonna be hard to outshine Philadelphia and Washington, two teams that you got to play 4 games. So I'm think they're getting as a wild card, and they could make some noise. The offense is gonna be great. They're gonna average about 24 points a game. All they do is they need the defense to show up, and I think they have a great year.
All right. I got you ready, Bruce. Kendall, I got you on that one. All right. Okay. Any other football topics you want to talk about, Larry, if I move on or what? Are you good?
There was the one thing I want to talk about. When is enough going to be enough before you got to make some changes with the Ravens?
The Ravens?
How long will you let this thing ride on with just mistake after mistake after mistake?
That's a good question. Go ahead, Bruce. Can you answer that question for him? How long you stick with this team?
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, if they're gonna break up the team and keep the same coach, they're gonna get the same results.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Larry was saying earlier, they play one way in the regular season and then another way in the playoffs with no success. You know what I mean? That's not good. But I asked this question. The same question we asked about Baltimore. What about the MVP in Buffalo?
Right.
What happens if they don't go to the Super Bowl? You know what I mean? They got a lot of teams. What happened if Joe Burrow don't get in the playoffs? What's going to happen? There's a lot of teams.
But the Ravens made a lot of changes this year. They got a lot of defensive help. Okay, they got the All-Pro from Green Bay at defensive back, and they picked up another one. And their defensive backfield is a top in the NFL. Now, if your defense is that good, and you spent all this money, and they got another receiver that came from Kansas City, and they loaded.
Yeah,
now, if I give you all this and spend all this money, and you can't bring it home, they got to be we got to stop somewhere.
Yeah, but Larry, go back to what you said though. I mean, if they do all of that and they don't get that offense right for the playoffs, what good is it going to do? You know what I mean? I'm sticking with what you said earlier about if they got the same coach going feel like he got to change things up in the playoffs. I mean, it ain't going to matter if the defense play good. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you keep putting Jackson in bad predicaments where he can't be himself. You know what I mean?
Well, you think it's the coach or the quarterback?
I think it's the coach, the offensive coordinator, because he calling the plays, and to me, the plays. I mean, I remember the year before last when they didn't have Henry, and they said, "Now we got Henry. We're gonna run this thing." They got Henry and still didn't run it.
Yeah.
That's on the coach. You know what I mean? Same thing. They want to make Lamar what he's not. The guy got the like somebody else said earlier. This guy out of Michael Vick and all them guys. This guy one of the best that ever ran it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to let him play his game. You know
True.
what I mean?
True.
But
What about you, Kendall?
As long as there have been in the NFL, Lamar Jackson set a record that no one's ever done. So, like you said, I think someone like John Harbaugh is like a good guy, like a traditionalist. I mean, his father was a coach, his brother played football, he played football. So he's got to get out of that mentality of, that pocket passing Super Bowl winning champion. It happened with Flacco, but Flacco was at the end of his contract, and to be perfectly honest, Flacco did that himself. I mean, sometimes you get like a Peyton Manning or a Joe Flacco, and these quarterbacks that are Phil Simms back in the day, calling their own. Jim McMahon with the Chicago Bears. He's got to let this guy fly. So, I mean, pretty much the way it looks for me in the NFC, I think Dallas is very talented. I think they're talented. They just have an owner that meddles. Dak Prescott is a talent. Like, he's a starting NFL quarterback. He makes all the plays. I mean, Dak Prescott gets you 44,000 yards. I mean, 27 touchdowns. I mean, he gives you the stats. And but he also has an owner that calls plays also. Because sometimes you'll scratch your head. And you, Bruce, being a Dallas fan, they'll be pretty good. But you wonder, why do they do that? And then you go back and say, well, that's the way things were done back in the day. It is no longer back in the day anymore. The game is revolutionized. You know what I mean?
Right, that's right.
So you gotta do what Philadelphia did with Saquon Barkley. You know what Philadelphia made sure they did with Saquon? Made sure that he had space. They made sure that they would drop him off against one or two guys. You didn't see Saquon Barkley coming up the middle too much or grabbing the ball and running like a traditional running back. They would space him out a little bit. He had room. He had room to run. They changed the whole game. Think about Philadelphia winning the Super Bowl. I mean, they didn't even have a quarterback that's going to throw it 300 or 500 yards. Those boys just took what you can get. They changed the whole game. I think unless,
the only problem I got with Dak, he good quarterback and everything, but only problem I got with Dak, man, he seemed to have that Tony Romo syndrome.
Yeah.
He mess up in the darnest times, man. It seemed like he become like a deer with the headlights on him, man.
In the headlights, yeah.
Too bright for him or something, man. Because every time I think he get ready to take off, man, he do something and I'll be saying, oh, man. I said, they don't kill Dak tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'd be hating to watch First Take, man. I said, Steven, they going to kill him.
But Bruce, you said something that important to some people. The light is too big, man. I mean, like it might be for Lamar Jackson. We don't know. We can blame the coach, but it might be for like the same with him. Because that's pressure on them guys. We don't know the pressure of a Super Bowl or the NFC, AFC finals game. I don't know that kind of pressure.
Right.
You make a good point because a lot of time them guys can try to do too much.
Right.
Get out of that funk, and that's when they mess up too.
Right. Kendall, I remember in my little league game, I dropped the baseball, man. Right. It was the bottom of the sixth. We was up. My brother was at the game. My mother was there. I mean, I was hoping they'd hit the ball to me. I was already nervous. I played center field, and then the sun was shining bright. I couldn't see. And guess who hit the ball to? Me. I dropped the baseball. All right. The runs came in. We lost the game, and they won the game. I made up for it the next year, but I'm saying at that time I was nervous. And the slugger came up too. Even though like the Barry Bonds of the team came up at bat with 2 men on, and I'm like, don't hit the ball to me, please. But the funny thing about it, the play before that, it was 2 outs. The ball went to the third baseman that went through his legs. Now, if he would have gotten the ball and threw it the second, it would have been 3 outs, we'd have been over it. So he messed up, but that wasn't as bad as mine because the game was over until I messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes the lights would just be too big. You'd be nervous out there. And I'm telling y'all, I said to myself, please don't hit the ball to me. I don't want no part of that. And the ball come right to me and I dropped it. So
and then you got a different case with Eli Manning.
Right.
When the lights are on, Eli Manning shows up. Obviously, when you really think about the 2 Super Bowls that they won, his pass to Plexico Barris, his
Right.
pass to David Tyree, him just staying in the pocket, doing whatever he had to do. It was almost like Eli Manning outplayed Tom Brady both times, and Tom Brady was the better quarterback. The lights were bright. He was not Peyton Manning's younger brother until Peyton won it in Denver. He's the one that had 2 Super Bowls.
And that's true, Kendall. But let me just say something. Tom's defense, the Patriots defense let him down because they had a chance one time. For one of the guys had a chance to get an interception. He didn't get the ball. Then they had a chance to tackle your boy. You just mentioned Eli. They had a chance to tackle him, and he got out of it. They wasn't playing to win. Because if you playing, because they felt that once Tom came down and scored, the game was over.
Yeah.
And they didn't play with that effort they should have played with. And you can't let Eli Manning or any quarterback get confidence like that. So I had to blame their defense on that because the defense should have stepped up and said, we're going to bring this thing home. And they didn't do that. Because once Tom scored, they felt the game was over. We got this game. And they didn't play with that same type of intensity.
Right. Yeah, but check this out.
Yep.
Philadelphia is Kansas City's nemesis.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah, Larry?
That's true.
To do that, you got to actually beat it more than once. Okay?
But Larry, the reason
you got to beat it more than once.
The reason you're right, but the reason I said that because if you look at that first game, Hurts, they should have won that game. He outplayed Mahomes in that game.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. We ain't going to shouldas.
I agree. I gotta go with that. I gotta go.
Why you going to shoulda, woulda? You would have been a millionaire. You had to work harder.
No, but I'm just saying, can't nobody else get that close?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
All right. Let me just say, man, this is Sports Talk on the Friday night edition. I'm Dr. Jerry Green, along with Every Moment Move, Kendall Tyson. We got the legend Bruce Austin and my brother-in-law Larry Pearson down in Maryland. Great topics tonight, man. I'm just enjoying this, man. But I gotta throw this in there as well, man.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, man. He just passed away. Larry, how big was Hulk Hogan? Not only as a wrestler, how big was he as an athlete, to the American people?
Hulk Hogan was bigger than Michael Jordan. Okay.
Wow.
Hulk Hogan was known all over the world. Okay. He invented wrestling. He was the main man of wrestling. All the wrestling we have today, the WWF, and all that started with Hulk Hogan. He started all that. None of that would have came to pass. And when he fought The Rock, that was a changing of the guards. But when he fought the Giant, 500-pound man,
the Undertaker,
500-pound man picked him up. And some of that was, theatrical. He threw his weight and stuff like that. But to throw a 500-pound man over your back is a hard thing to do. And they actually made it happen, And there was nobody bigger. Nobody.
You said
ever.
bigger than Michael Jordan, though, you said.
Yeah, nobody ever in the sport. Hogan could walk anywhere. Everybody knew who he was.
Yeah, big as he was, too. Yeah, everybody knew who he was.
No, but
even at the age of 76,
Yeah. Now, I agree with Larry Bruce. That's why I put him up there because I know he was bigger than life.
Yeah, but listen, man. Hulk Hogan when he fought the Undertaker and Andre the Giant, man, listen, everybody in the world was watching that.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
Everybody used to believe back then. They used to believe it was real.
Hulk Hogan was the man. I remember before he went dirty. You know what I mean? They call him the Hulkster.
Mm.
Yeah.
The kids loved him, man.
With his pythons, he talks about his pythons all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's the saying now. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it, he's our age too. He was only 71 years old, basically. I know Ken and Larry, you guys are a little younger, but 71. Donald just turned 71. Matter of fact, we give Donald a happy birthday shout out. Today's
Yeah,
Donald's
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Donald.
Birthday, brother.
Yeah,
Hope you're enjoying yourself.
yeah, to be 71 years old, man. I mean, that's still young, but yeah, he was bigger than life. Go ahead, Kendall. What do you think about Hulk Hogan?
I think Hulk Hogan is probably the most essential wrestler to have crossed over. And because of Hulk Hogan, then we have The Rock. He was the first one. Back in the day, watching wrestling, Andre the Giant, Ivan Putski, and all them other guys, they weren't mainstream. But when Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior got involved in that WrestleMania thing, that thing went bigger than anything else. Let me tell you something. People used to say it was fake, but they still paid for it. You know what I mean? And those guys are real serious athletes. WrestleMania.
What was the other guy named, Kendall? What was the other guy named? The blonde. What was his name?
Which one?
That was
No, you're not talking about Steve.
No, not Steve. The blonde guy. He was popular too, man.
Man, I'm talking about back in the day with Billy Graham, Billy the Huh?
Back in the day with Hulk Hogan and them. He was right there with them. His name I can't remember, but go ahead. Say what you said.
Yeah, the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. I'm trying to think. But anyway, he crossed over, and especially when he showed up in that Rocky movie, that Rocky 3.
Oh yeah, Rocky, yeah.
And that made it something else. And of all the movies, Rocky 1 is a classic, but Rocky 3 is my jam. I love Mr. T in that movie. And I think that rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. He's literally the forefather, the founder of the modern day wrestler, the way it is today. Now, all that stuff they're gonna say about him, yeah, he's definitely the number one guy.
Was he bigger than Michael Jordan though? Like Larry said.
Because wrestling all over the world is bigger than basketball. So yes,
wow.
Yeah, wrestling all over the world. Oh yeah, it's big. More people knew him than Michael Jordan, and everybody knew Michael Jordan, and that's serious. Larry knows that. Hey, Larry, you a wrestling fan or something?
Yes, back then, I used to watch wrestling until I found out it wasn't real. I used to love to watch it.
Yeah, well, we took our sons, me and Donald, to one of the wrestling match, and I didn't know how big. What's that guy, Steve Austin? I didn't know how big he was. We went to the mall one time, the Milford Mall, Kendall, because he was supposed to be out there. I couldn't believe all the people that was there to go see him at the Milford Mall. I mean, it was every entrance you couldn't even get in. It's packed.
Huge. Wrestling all over the world is huge.
Yes.
Thanks to Hulk Hogan and the boys that made it big like that. Wow.
This is how big wrestling is. Ronda Rousey was undefeated in UFC. She lost to Holly Holmes or whatever. She went over to wrestling and won and made more in one match than her entire UFC career.
Wow.
They're big. You wouldn't believe how big they are. And I'm not much of a wrestling fan, but I know that those guys, they are paid. Yeah, the Samoans out here in Hamden. Paul Orndorff.
King Kong Bundy.
Yep.
Randy
you talking about Ric Flair.
Randy Macho Man Savage.
Him and Elizabeth.
Yep.
Elizabeth, his girlfriend.
Triple H, Bret Hart.
All right, listen. Let me move on because I know we talk about Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace. Like I said, he was bigger than life, man. Kendall, if you had a choice, who you got, Shaq or Wilt Chamberlain, man?
Me personally, I'm taking Chamberlain. He hits his free throws. Shaq is unstoppable, but there's that stat line that Chamberlain has and the scores that he had, and the fact that Chamberlain got a legitimate 500-pound bench press as fast as he run, as high as he jump. I can't take a center over Chamberlain one-on-one. I couldn't do that. I think he had what it takes to stop Shaq. What
about you, Larry? Shaq or Chamberlain?
Chamberlain was the man. Chamberlain was bigger, more physical. He was more athletic. He did everything much better than Shaq. You know, if he had played Shaq, it wouldn't have been no kind. He would have dominated Shaq. Shaq was big, but he wasn't athletic as
he would have dominated Shaq, though? You say you would have dominated him though?
He wasn't
I
as
think he's strong
athletic
enough to
as
hold
Chamberlain.
Shaq out. Bench pressing 500.
What about you, Bruce?
Man, ain't nowhere in the world I'm picking Shaq over Chamberlain.
I know, yeah.
Ain't no way. Like you said, the athleticism alone. You know what I mean? Hey, Shaq was like a stiff when it come compared to Chamberlain, man.
Yeah, it was. Chamberlain was athletic up and down the floor. He
Yes,
was doing
sir.
all that.
He was running like an antelope, man.
Yep.
7'3", 7'4", somewhere around in that.
All right. Well, I have to agree with you guys. I got to go with Will Chamberlain, the Big Dipper. I got to go with him. Well,
Yes,
still,
sir.
I mean, he was strong and everything. So I definitely got to go with him, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Bruce, this is your boy, right here, man.
Yes, sir.
How good was Earl the Pearl? And do you think the Knicks put the shackle on him when he went to even though the Knicks your team, but did they put the shackles on him and slow down Earl the Pearl when he went to New York? Because in that Baltimore, when he with the Baltimore Bullets, he was the man. How good was Earl the Pearl, man?
Yeah, let me tell you the difference in that.
Go ahead.
When he was with Baltimore, he didn't have no Clyde Frazier,
Right.
and he did his thing. With Clyde in New York, he didn't have no Earl Monroe, and he did his thing. But with both of them guys together, you got to split it in half. It's not that they held Monroe back. You couldn't just let him go off. What are you going to do now? Hold Clyde back? You got to mix it up and let them do their thing, and that's what they did.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, now I'm not saying that Earl didn't fit in with them, which he did.
No, I'm not saying that.
But I'm saying that the magic that he had, the freedom that he had, the spin. Because remember, he beat the Knicks in '71.
Yeah, right? But he still had his moves, but he didn't have to do it as often as he did when he was by himself.
All right, but did we?
Clyde? You think Clyde didn't slow his game down for Earl?
But Clyde wasn't flashy like that, though.
No, but he got the job done. Clyde was slick. Who was dribbling?
No. Clyde was good, but Clyde didn't have the magical, because all the pros like Magic Johnson.
He didn't have the flair. He didn't have the flair. Yeah, he didn't. No, definitely not.
Right.
So, he was a bad man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He didn't need the flair.
Yeah, Clyde was tough. I'm not saying he wasn't.
Yeah, but that's the only reason. I wouldn't say they held him back. I'm just saying that he had to share it a little bit.
Yeah, what do you think, Kendall?
Both of them guys was better when they was by themselves.
Like he said, individually, them boys are bad. They both had a championship despite each other. Baltimore had done their thing with Bobby Dandridge and Elvin Hayes, and when he went over to the Knicks, hey, listen, Clyde and Earl the Pearl, people thought that wasn't going to work, and turned out to have a championship. And just exactly as Bruce said, they split it. I mean, in my day, I'm going to name who I feel is my favorite backcourt. Now, you can't say that Scotty and Jordan are backcourt because one played the forward, but I'm going to put them up there. I got Clyde and I got Magic and Byron Scott, obviously. DJ kind of by himself in Boston, but in my top five, I got Walt and Clyde together. They got a championship. I got them together. The way they played, and I used to watch them. That's what I grew up watching.
Okay.
Now, and think about the Pearl, which was interesting. We got a kid in New Haven. Gary Freeman, I think his name was. We used to call him Pearl. He used to imitate him. And one thing he's always tell us is that he didn't do anything unnecessarily. It's just that he did it behind his back. So when I started watching the Pearl, the difference between the Pearl and his spin moves is that he did it in the flow of the game. He wasn't just jitterbugging out there. He was just smooth. He just did a spin and did whatever, and he was just nice to the basket. He was smart to the basket, gathered himself. I mean, in the black league, what do you call it? What do you call a college? The historical black colleges.
Yeah,
they used to call him Black Jesus. Yeah. You know, that boy did 40 points like it was nothing. You know.
Hey Kendall. I had Gary Freeman, Nate Joyner, Maurice Best, Fred Collins. I had all them guys young down the team center, man.
Yes.
Wow.
The little skinny guy, but he could handle that ball back then, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Pearl. We used to call him the Pearl.
Yeah, I had all them young guys at the team center, man, back in about 1972.
I used to be out there. I used to be in the back of the karate with Billy Parker, playing pool, playing ping pong.
That was my
I was
home,
there.
man. That was my home, the team center.
Yeah, mine too, the Vanguard Team Center.
Yeah, but Kendall, you said you got Earl the Pearl and Clyde as your favorite backcourt. I'll go along with that.
Grown up. Yeah, for me.
My second one, backcourt that you guys probably wouldn't agree with. I like the JoJo White and Charlie Scott too, man. That backcourt.
I love JoJo White and Charlie Scott.
Charlie Scott is one of them guys that never got his true.
I love JoJo White and Charlie Scott. They were bad.
Was like 6'5". He was like the first big guard,
big one, right?
But back then, and that never really got his true respect as maybe the Phoenix Suns.
And Dave Collins was tough in the middle.
Yeah.
You know who else I like that don't get much respect together? Gus Williams and Dennis Johnson, man.
Of course.
That was good.
Right.
Of course.
You know what I mean? With Seattle.
That's right. They don't, and then have Fred Brown. Downtown Freddie Brown.
Brown.
Oh my God. That was the team.
Jack Sigma, Lonnie Shelton.
Yeah. Jack
Sigma
Sigma had a shot so sweet that when he shot it, his name would go through the nets. Sigma. Remember when he used to do that baseline? Sigma. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this question, Larry. I want you to pay attention to this one. Kendrick Perkins saying that LeBron James is no longer anybody in LA. Ex-NBA champion and big LeBron James fan, Kendrick. You agree with that? He's no longer anybody in LA?
That's crazy.
And them guys were in the same draft together too. And he's a LeBron fan, but he's really, I guess he's trying to be like Charles Barkley. Do you agree with that though?
No, not at all. Not at all. LeBron James is big all over. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that about LeBron James. LeBron James go anywhere in LA and he get acknowledged, you know. For him to say that is just ridiculous because he ain't got the stardom that LeBron James has, you know. And how can you even say that about LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players ever, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people starting to hate, man. A lot of hate coming out.
Yeah, but I think he's not referring to popularity. I think he's referring to, like they were saying, LeBron was making all the trades.
Yeah, the power that he had.
I'm thinking he's saying with the new owners and everything, he don't have that power no more. I don't think he's talking about popularity because he know he's gonna always be popular. But to say that LeBron running everything with the Lakers now, with the new owners, they saying no, it's gonna be a change. That's what I think he's saying more than not being popular.
But you know that's because LeBron James at a point with his value, you know.
Yeah, but Larry, I still agree with
value
you.
now, so his voice speaks louder than LeBron's right now.
Yeah, but I still agree with you that he's still got power within that team.
Yes.
So I think Perk is wrong on that too.
Right.
But not to change coaches and stuff like that no more.
No. But I'm saying he got some say so. You know what I mean? He gonna always have some say so till he retire. Because don't forget, they changed owners, but Jerry Buss still running everything. You know what I mean? They left her to still do the same job that she's doing.
Yeah, Jerry Buss' daughter, yes.
She just wanted to collect the money and get out the way.
Yeah, but she's still running. They still gave her the power to run the team.
What do you think, Kendall?
I think exactly what he's saying. I think that he doesn't have the influence on the trade deals that he's always had. I think LeBron, as we all know, has had a hand in everybody's team. Mike Miller shows up on wherever he goes. You see, he got his little bunch of guys that he would get, even starting with Miami when Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade and I think that now when it comes to decision making, I don't think he has a voice in that. I think the new owners are like, they put Jeannie Buss in the office. They bought it and let her keep her job. She won. She's still a billionaire. You know what I mean? And pretty much, I don't think he has any influence on the players that are going to come in and out as he had in the past. And I think the reason why also Bronny James is playing, Bronny James, like Shedeur Sanders, box office. Larry, that thing that you showed us about Shador Sanders, absolutely fascinating. That was so fascinating, and it makes a lot of sense when you have certain players that are on a team, whether they're good or not, because people are going to come and pay to see them. So
Right.
it is about the door, and that makes a lot of sense. But I don't think LeBron James has anything to do with it, because one thing about Kendrick Perkins, he said that LeBron James and Kevin Durant were the only two players that he knew of that could play back in the day when Jordan played. He said they would have beat Steph Curry up, but he said LeBron James and Kevin Durant would have made it back then. So
They wouldn't beat Steph Curry because
Curry could have paid
guys like Muggsy Bogues, all
Right.
them played back then.
Mark Price.
Right, those guys just hating, man.
Yeah,
Steph would
Curry
have
could
been
have
good
played
back
in
then.
the era.
Right, because Steph would have been good back then too.
I
Sure
think so.
would've.
Steph's the best shooter we've ever seen.
Right, yeah, all them guys like Muggsy Bogues and all those small guards. What's the other guard that played with the Atlanta Hawks? Bruce, the one that won the
Spud Webb.
But
yes. Come on now, he was smarter than Curry.
Muggsy Bogues played the game.
Right. And this guy won the dunk contest. I mean, come on. I mean, he played back then. If
Steve Brown was a player.
Steph could have played back then. Come on. The guys need to stop that hating, man.
Yeah, I know.
Ain't no but old heads hating on the young heads. That's all it is. That's all it is. Right or wrong?
That's it. I agree.
Am I right, Bruce?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes. All right. In their prime, one of them got to go, man. Which one got to go, Bruce? Shaq, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki, or the Big Ticket? Which one got to go? You had to pick one.
Oh,
Man.
wow.
Oh man. I think I'm getting rid of Nowitzki, man.
Dirk Nowitzki? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, who you got?
Wow, that's a hard one. I'm not getting Levinsky was a monster. I gotta go with the Boston guy. He did a lot, but he ain't do as much as the rest of them.
Man, Kevin Garnett was a monster.
Yeah, but
he ain't do as much as the rest of them. You can't
What
take
else?
nothing from David. You can't take nothing from him.
Yeah, but
Duncan
what else
was a beast. Shaq was a beast before.
Yeah, but what else did Nowitzki do besides shoot? He
He
didn't
got
play
two
no defense.
championships. He got
He didn't
two
play no
championships.
we got one championship left.
That
played
boy
no
was a
defense.
beast. He was the first guy to come out over here and do what he did.
Yeah, but Larry, I'm not saying he's not good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just comparing him and Garnett. Garnett played defense. He was a rebounder and a scorer. The most Nowitzki did was scored. He wasn't a great rebounder, and he didn't play no great defense, but he was dangerous on offense. I'm taking Garnett every time over him.
Wow. That's a good one. Who you got, Kendall?
That's an easy one. Garnett is on the bench. Dirk Nowitzki, as an international player, came over here and as a 7-footer started pulling up and had a fadeaway jumper and won and took it to the championship. Not only did he take it to the championship, he knocked off LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Not like he knocked off some sucker. I believe that Kevin Garnett,
let me say this too. Even before he knocked off LeBron, he swept Kobe Bryant and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals.
And the international game now is exploded because of him. You know what I mean? He's got a championship. Shaq's got 4. But Tim Duncan played during the era of Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, played the same amount of years as Kobe Bryant, finished with 5 championships, and he had Kevin Garnett's number. That's the problem with Kevin Garnett. He existed with Tim Duncan. Now, Kevin Garnett is a wonderful player. I love him. I love his intensity. I love him. But Tim Duncan was out there, so we already know what happened. It just reminded me of the fact that, we got Larry Bird and we got Magic Johnson. Dominique Wilkins was still out there, but Dominique Wilkins and Kevin Garnett are in their own little section, whereas they're great players, but they had the misfortune of playing with the all-time greats, and that's why they're not going to be mentioned in the vein of a Tim Duncan. And for what Nowitzki done, I mean, we would literally say now the revolution of the East of the European world players will probably beat us. The last 7 MVPs all international players. Embiid had just become an American citizen. You got the Joker, Giannis. So now you got Doncic, SGA, the Joker, Wembanyama, and Giannis as the starting five. And we could arguably say that because Dirk Nowitzki, even though Sharonis Marciulionis was like really the first, and Petrovic, who got hurt in the Nets, they were the first two, and then Sabonis, the father, but and Detlef Shrimp, but Dirk Nowitzki revolutionized the European game and made it so that now everybody wants to get one.
Yeah, no, and I got to agree with you. I like the big ticket, Kevin Garnett. I know he played 12 years in Minnesota, but then again, he had to play against Tim Duncan and Shaq and Kobe. That West was tough, and he never got out the first round for a long time until he finally made it to the Western Conference Finals and lost, I think, to the Lakers. But he couldn't beat Shaq and Kobe. But I got to go with.
You got to look at the team he had in Minnesota too. Nobody wanted. Look what Starbury said when he went there. Nobody wanted to play in Minnesota.
I agree. That was like Cleveland. Nobody wanted to go to
Garnett's team. You can't say he lost because his team couldn't match up with nobody that beat them.
You know, one of you guys sent me a picture of a team that LeBron James took to the finals. That's enough said. If you're a star, you still make it. You know,
Dirk Nowitzki went with nobody. He carried the team.
Yeah.
He carried the team. He ain't go to sign with nobody else.
Wasn't Jason Kidd on that team? Jason Kidd was the starting point guard. He stayed
from beginning to end and got the championship.
I'm saying, don't say he was with nobody because Jason Kidd was the starting point guard. And he was the best point guards that played.
Every team has more than one good player.
Man, he was over the hill, Bruce. So he was.
You can't say Dirk Kidd by himself.
Bruce, he wasn't the same Jason Kidd that was in New Jersey now.
Jason Kidd was a bad man with Dallas.
Yeah, but he wasn't the same Jason Kidd
when he came out of University of California. He was a bad man.
I'm not saying he wasn't bad, but that wasn't the same Jason Kidd that won back-to-back MVPs or whatever.
He was the same Jason Kidd, if not better. He won it, didn't he? He was the point guard. The picture. Right?
He got his championship, but he lost to Shaq and lost to Tim Duncan.
No, the only thing I'm saying is Dirk didn't carry that team by himself.
No, he didn't. Nobody could do it by himself. Nobody. But Dirk was he was their leader. He was their leader at that time. Because like I said, he beat Kobe Bryant in that playoff run.
Dirk was a bad man. I ain't taking nothing away from him. He was a bad man, but I'm saying he had plenty of help.
Then he beat the Spurs, I think, in that same run, and he beat a young OKC team. So his run wasn't easy. Then he beat Miami Heat.
Yeah, they had a tough team. What's my man name that went to Phoenix and played the forward? I think he was on that team too.
They had a good team. They had Jason Terry. They had Chandler.
They had a great team.
But they had a good team.
That Tyson Chandler in the middle.
Yeah, Tyson Chandler. To beat Miami, you had to have a good team.
Yeah, it wasn't nowhere near as sorry as that team that LeBron took to the finals.
Right.
I know.
LeBron did take a bunch of bums.
Listen, we got 2 minutes before the show, but one shot with Game 7 on the line. Who you got, Kendall? Mike?
Well, here's the deal. Michael's never played in a Game 7, so I got to give him a shot at it. So there's no doubt about it. I'm giving Mike that shot.
Michael played in Game 7. He played against the Knicks, and he played against Indiana.
No, I'm talking about in the finals. But Michael Jordan. That's a no-brainer. Michael Jordan and maybe Steph, but Michael Jordan.
All right, who you got, Larry?
Michael Jordan first. I'll take Steph next after that.
Yeah.
Steph. Over Kobe? I mean, you saw Steph what he did. He was up 3 games to 1. Couldn't he buy a basket? I mean, come on now. In Game 7, he choked, throwing up bricks and stuff. Come on now. You going to pick him over Kobe? The man has scored 81 points and scored 42
Think about how long it took him to win championships.
64 points in 3 quarters against the Dallas Mavericks, and they had to sit him down.
How long did it take him to win championships after Shaq left? How long did it take him?
How long did it take him to win championships after Shaq left?
Yeah.
About 3 years, I guess.
When it comes down to taking that last shot.
How many championships did Mike win without Scotty in the first 7 years?
Jordan ain't going to miss.
How many years it took Michael to win before he won his first championship?
I'm just talking about, but when he started getting in championship games, it was like lights out. He ain't lose none.
But it wasn't all him. He had Scotty, Dennis Rodman. Don't
He
just
ain't
say
lose
Mike.
none though. Zero.
All right. Well, who the one hit the final shot against Portland? Was it Michael? Was it John Paxson?
Against Portland?
It was
John
John
Paxson.
Paxson.
It wasn't Michael. Who hit the
John
shot
Paxson.
against? Who hit the shot against Utah? Steve Kerr or Michael Jordan in Game 6?
Steve Kerr.
Right. So don't make it like Michael who did all. No, Michael had guys that stepped into the plate. You picking up Kobe.
Well, in a championship game, you know you can depend on him.
Right.
He's gonna show up every time.
Right. Even when Shaq fouled out against Indiana, and Kobe told Shaq, and Indiana told the crowd to be quiet. He did like this. Kobe said, "I got this." Who
And he did it in Portland.
Huh?
He did it in Portland also.
Right.
Kobe.
Right. Don't pick Steph over Kobe now. Not on the last shot. Okay. So,
But that's an opinion. It's an opinion.
it's a opinion. All right,
Hey Jerry, who's considered the best shooter that ever played the game?
Steph Curry.
All right.
How can you pick anybody over him?
It
It
doesn't
don't
mean,
make no sense to me.
come on,
Right.
Bruce.
He's the best shooter ever. How can you pick anybody over him?
That's what I'm saying. I got Michael Jordan, Steph Curry.
Bruce. A lot of people pick Magic over Kobe, but don't put
No. That ain't what I'm saying.
don't put Kobe as the number 2 over LeBron as being the GOAT, but he's not the number 1 player. So
Because Magic brought Showtime to the Lakers.
so what?
Is nobody never
He brought the
gonna
Magic
be
back
more
to the
popular
Lakers.
to the Lakers than
Points.
Magic.
He scored 81. That's a show right there. 81 points.
We don't care if he scored 91. I want Steph
Oh
shooting.
no, you can't say that. Man played 20 years with Los Angeles. Won
We don't
5
care.
championships. Won a three-peat and back-to-back. How many times Magic won three-peat?
I'm talking about Steph.
All right, we're talking about Steph.
You're talking about who taking the last shot. You're talking about who taking the last shot.
He got 5 rings, man. Leave him alone.
You know what I
Leave
mean?
him alone. He got 5 rings.
Yeah, but Steph got 1 championship MVP. All right, he's been there 4 times and got 1.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Who would you pick on your team? Andrew or Steph?
Andrew who?
The one got that MVP over Steph. Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala.
Who would I pick? You got to go with Steph.
All right then. So what you talk about? They gave that was a gift for him because he guarded LeBron. You know Steph was supposed to get that MVP.
Sure was.
Come on now, you know better than that.
No, Steph should have got it. I'm not saying he
No
should
way in
have.
the world he should have got that over Steph.
All right, and what about the other ones then? We know Kevin Durant. So Larry, who would you get the ball to? Kevin Durant or Steph? When you want to just take that team then. It's Kevin Durant or Steph? Who you get the ball to?
Now that's a better comparison.
It depends on when it
We had Michael, Kobe, Steph, and
prime.
and LeBron. And LeBron don't get no mention. Forget about LeBron. But,
Yeah,
so,
but you should have had Durant in there instead of LeBron because LeBron really he can make them, but he's not no shooter.
Well, LeBron hit more goals.
Not like them guys.
LeBron hit more game-winning shots than all of them put together.
In championship games, LeBron wasn't coming up and taking the last shot. He wasn't known for that.
Okay, when Game 7 against San Antonio, who the one hit the big shot, Larry, that won the game for him? Against San Antonio, Game 7. LeBron James did.
LeBron did that late in his career. He developed that late in his career.
Oh, regardless of what part of his career was. Don't say he couldn't do it, and he did it.
Yeah, but Jerry, you talking like that,
what
and
people
you the
talk
one.
about. He didn't have that killer instinct. He didn't want the ball and want to take the last shot early in his career. He didn't want that.
And Jerry used to always preach that. Now he's going against what he believed.
Oh, so you telling LeBron to have a killer instinct?
You're the main one that used to say that
not
if
early in his
LeBron
career,
shot
he didn't want to put up and take it.
Exactly.
When everything's on the line, he wasn't taking that last shot.
He took it for San Antonio and hit the free throws too.
That was after he traded. And you know.
And Cleveland hit the big shot against Orlando Magic with so many seconds on the clock. He hit against Chicago Bulls in the corner. All right.
What did everybody say about LeBron?
He never had that killer instinct.
They still say LeBron right now that he's LeBron got so much hate on him, no matter what LeBron do. So LeBron hit a lot of game-winning shots that people are gonna knock LeBron because they hate LeBron. They hate LeBron. You know why they hate LeBron? Because he's the next best thing to Michael Jordan, and people love Michael, and they hate on LeBron. So you can't take that away from LeBron.
Yeah, but Jerry, I agree with what you're saying about the hate. But let's go back to the shot.
Go back to the shot. All right.
There's nowhere in the world I'm putting LeBron in front of none of them guys that's on that list to take the last shot, even if he can make it. There's no way I'm gonna say I want LeBron to shoot instead of Kerry. There's no way I'm gonna say that. There's no way I'm gonna say I want LeBron to shoot and play instead of Durant, Jordan. There's no way I'm gonna say that.
I would agree with those three. I would agree with Kevin Durant, Kobe, and Mike. Steph is the greatest shooter, but when the game on the line, I never seen Steph really come through when the game on the line.
What? You got to be kidding.
I'm talking about in the finals. It wasn't Kevin Durant was the one
running away on the three-pointer. All them, you must.
I'm talking about the game is on the line.
That's what made him great. That's what made him great. 3, 2, 1. Steph shooting. Bam. Game over.
When they was up 3 games, what did Steph do?
That's what made him great. Making that last shot under pressure. 3-point line.
You guys will keep me. I gotta go to my man thing tonight. All right, listen, that's a great show.
Man, I didn't even know it was 7 o'clock, man.
It's 7:06 now. I mean, I had another topic. I know it's gonna be another 15 minutes on the next one. I'll wait till Tuesday.
Go ahead and roll it, brother. Go ahead and roll it.
Let me close out in prayer, man. We got to get out of here, man. Go ahead, Kenny. You want to say something?
No, I'm close out in prayer. I'm listening.
All right, Father God, we thank you for this Friday night edition of Sports Talk. We thank you for the dialogue. We thank you for each and every one that's viewing our broadcast tonight, and bless them, Lord. Even the ones that couldn't make it tonight, bless them as well. We thank you for our good friend Big Don and his celebration on his birthday tonight. Bless him and his family. And as we go our separate ways tonight, Lord, we look forward to Tuesday night as we come together once again to give you all the glory for what we do in our Sports Talk. We ask you to continue to bless us, bless the network, Father God, as we celebrate a year of television on WJRG, and we give you all the glory because it wasn't for you, it wouldn't have happened, Lord. Nothing we're doing, but it's all about you. So we give you all the glory. In Jesus' name I pray, amen and amen.
Amen.
I just want to say a prayer for Jamal Warner, his family. You know, we grew up with him watching the Cosby Show. You know,
yes.
Yeah.
And,
we'll keep his family in prayer, man.
Yeah, amen to that, brother. Amen to that.
A lot of people are leaving this world, man. So we gotta, we gotta know that we gotta live our life.
Right? Didn't Hugh Masekela die?
Oh, I didn't know that he died too.
Yeah.
Wow. See, we gotta live our life like every day is our last day.
That's right.
You Masekela made a song "Grazer in the Grass."
I think
that's right. Yeah.
It might not have been Hugh Masekela.
Chuck Mangione.
Chuck Mangione, that's what it was.
Chuck Mangione. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I'm gonna make you get the name right before you put it out there. All right, y'all.
All right.
Tuesday night. But we're gonna finish it again. You know I like to start trouble, Kendall. You know that,
of course.
You guys
just leave Magic Johnson alone.
No, listen, I had a good one too, but I'll leave that alone since you guys bragging on we're already closed out, but since you guys bragging on Steph so much, this is gonna be a good one for Tuesday. Curry over Magic. All right, Larry.
Curry says he's better than Magic.
No,
we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that Tuesday. I'm not giving.
Yeah.
I'm taking Magic all day.
Magic all day.
I think you guys will.
All right, gentlemen.
And I had another good one too. Magic and Bird in their rookie year.
I'm taking Magic all day.
Oh, I know you guys love Magic.
All day.
Love Magic. All right, Tuesday night, man. We'll talk.
All right, y'all.
God bless everybody.